Rachael Ray Double R doing some double M's. Food that you can make so quick, it will free you up for more free time in your life.
Look at that crispy skin. Delicious. Ooh, that smells amazing.
Boom! Nailed it! Hey everybody, Double R here, and it is burger time. And I named this burger after my friends in Weezer and Green Day. But the first big event I had been to in 2 years or more was Hella Mega. My friend Mike Dirnt named that tour. He's in Green Day. So tonight we're making Hella Mexa Suiza burgers. I'm just trying to riff on it and have a little fun. Basically, we're gonna make a Mexican spiced hamburger. We're gonna put most of the same spice blend on our side of fries. And we're gonna make a raw Suiza style, AKA green salsa or salsa verde, as our special sauce. And we're going to melt both Swiss and pepper jack cheese on the burger itself. Because when we have enchilada Suiza, of course, it's a mixture of Swiss cheese and Mexican soft cheese, Chihuahua cheese or Monterey Jack cheese. What was that weird noise?
It was me opening the window because you were about to fry up some burgers.
Oh, John was opening the window. It really scared me, and I was gonna turn around, but there's so many men in this room. I feel if it was a murder or a giant snake, somebody would have told me. I'd done something, I know. But it really was freaky. You heard it too, right? Anyway, so we're gonna make the green salsa, blah, 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 all that. The beef, you can make this with Impossible if you wanna make a vegetarian version of this, by the by, just saying. So this is beautiful, really lean, organic ground sirloin. It's an 80-20 mix. Okay, so let's get the fries in the oven because they actually take longer than anything else we're making. These are just store-bought Ore-Ida. I saw this really sweet story on CBS Sunday Morning like several months ago about the two fellas who were friends that started this company, and I thought it was so heartwarming. I'm like, well, I have to make sure I buy Ore-Ida fries. Anyway, buy any fries you like. Make them and freeze them yourself if you like. I like the convenience of fries in a sack when I'm cooking in 30 minutes or less, and that's what we're here to do. So we're gonna throw these guys in the oven. Store-bought, but they're not gonna stay just the way that they came in the bag. No. We're gonna make a little spice mix for them. Start with a good amount of salt. Potatoes love salt, of course. 2 big fat pinches. It's a giant tray. Cook the whole bag. Then we're gonna add a little cumin and coriander. They're best friends and they like to go everywhere together. Now we're gonna use this blend twice. We're gonna add some to the beef and we're going to use some for the fries. But the beef, we're gonna beef it up with a couple more ingredients too. That's why we're gonna divide it in the beginning. But for everybody, everybody's getting coriander and cumin. Coriander is bright and a little bit citrusy, and cumin is really earthy and smoky, but it doesn't have a heat index. It's not gonna be hot or spicy in your mouth, but it smells like chili, quite frankly. Then we're gonna add some granulated or powdered garlic, a little black pepper. Mix this together. And then we're gonna reserve a little for our fries. Okay, a little sprinkle for the fries. And then we're going to add a little Mexican oregano. Dried oregano. By the way, years ago, and I don't know why I know this, I learned the random fact that oregano means joy of the mountain and creek. Why do I know that? I don't know. Isn't that fun? Now you can throw it out there too. Okay, so we're gonna take this and sprinkle it over 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. Do you like half-pound burgers? Or do you like 6-7 ounce burgers? It really depends on you. Some people like a super thick burger. I like a very thin burger where you get one bite of everything at all times. It's as big as the bun, and maybe the burger sticks out a tiny bit. But I don't like a giant burger because it sops the bun, and I find it a little messy. It's really up to you. So I do about 1.5 pounds and that would be 2 packages of plant-based meat, because they're about 12 ounces each. And it would be 1.5 pounds from the butcher counter to 2 pounds of ground beef. Okay, so we've got our spices in there, and then my friend Dave told me about this tip, and I love it. I love chili oil. It's really popular now. They sell it everywhere. You can buy it online, you can buy it in the grocery store. And there's all different kinds. There's super thick, like crispy chili is what the bottle says if you buy it in an Asian market, for instance, or on the Asian aisle in your grocery store. Chili oil or crispy oil is what's like the item of the moment right now. I use it on a ton of stuff. As you can see, I only have half a jar left. But this is a gentleman sent me this who's a local, and he had to close his restaurant. It was a family business, I think he said, for more than like 50 years. And he pivoted, like so many people do in the food business, and he started this chili crispy oil business instead. You know, it was a way to like start something new in life. So I'm gonna add 4 little baby, what would you say, about a half teaspoon? 4 little baby scoops of that. So we're adding a little oil, we're adding a little texture, we're adding a little chili, all at the same time to the ground meat or the plant-based meat itself. Then, I'm going kind of migas here. I'm gonna take some of the last of the thin tortillas that we had in the pantry. I'm gonna crush them. I'm gonna add them to the meat. Yep. Kind of like making amigas, except that's beef and not scrambled eggs. It's protein. Gives it texture and crunch and just makes it fun. And take a quick break and we'll be right back. Whew.
Okay, Rachel.
When you're making a burger that's flavored like this, you're adding a bunch of spices or a bunch of ingredients to the burger other than, of course, just ground meat or plant-based meat. A fun trick is to take a tiny quarter size or $half size piece of the meat and throw it into a skillet and do a taste tester. Once we taste test it, then we can mark it, score it, and form the patties. We form all of the patties, which is why I have a platter here, all of the patties before any of them go into the pan. We want the same cook time for everybody. Universal. Hi, honey.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so our patty pan size, patty, it's literally the size of one of those tiny little squash, you know, those little patty pan? They're adorable. So our burger's ready. Wow. We're good. Honey, run. Dang. That's a goodie.
Tastes like chicken.
Not at all.
Nope, not at all.
So now we're gonna score the meat into 4 sections. So as we pull each section, we know we're using roughly the same amount of meat. So whenever we make patties, we make them a little thinner at the center than the edges. That's so they don't turn into flying saucer-shaped items in your hot pan or on your grill. I prefer a hot pan, a flat cast iron skillet for burgers and proteins of any kind. Cooking a la plancha for me is the best way to get the color and the flavor that you're wishing for. If you make burgers and just start throwing them in the pan, inevitably they'll all be different shapes and sizes, right? You get to the end and you're like, wait a minute. And then you gotta go back and start ripping meat off some of the other burgers and make like a Frankenburger. Did you ever do this thing, right? Start ripping meat off. You're making Frankenburgers. So I like, as I said, a thin patty to keep that burger to bun relationship even-ish. I'm gonna let John show you his cocktail of the day. Honey, what do you got to go to the
I'm making-
Hella Mega Suiza Mex burger?
I'm making a michelada.
Woo!
Actually, I'm making a lot of micheladas.
Are you making your proper Bloody Mary mix?
You're getting like 2 recipes for the price of 1 cocktail because I'm making my Bloody Mary mix. Basically making a beer Bloody Mary instead of a vodka Bloody Mary, which is sort of what a michelada is. My secret ingredient when I make my Bloody Mary mix is I zest a lemon and a lime right into the mix.
Okay, so now I'm gonna take all of this stuff here and just start coarse chopping it, throwing it into the food processor. We're gonna make a raw Suiza sauce. So we're gonna use raw tomatillos, 6 or 7, right? Seed and chop a jalapeno, a little bit of onion, and then we're adding a bit of salt, a sprinkle of cumin, and the tiniest drizzle of light agave or honey. But you wanna pick a honey that looks like light agave, that's clear, innocuous, that's almost see-through and light golden in color so that the flavor isn't too heavy. If the lime feels really tight, a great way to get more juice out of it is just throw it in the microwave on high for 10 seconds. And if that doesn't work, guess what works? Using 2. Use 2.
You know why that's so juicy?
Because you're making it?
Well, no, because I rolled the fruit on the counter.
Oh, I said that once and someone thought I meant that. Like literally just like, it means press down on the fruit while you're turning it and you can crush the inside of the fruit to let the juices release. This won't do anything, just rolling it across the counter.
We like things spicy, so I'm gonna add not 1, but 2 entirely different types of hot sauce.
Tabasco and Frank's Red Hot, I love them both actually. But they have very different flavor characteristics. It's funny. They're made out of basically the same stuff.
A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Of course, you need your prepared horseradish, which will spice it up even more. I like a lot of this stuff. Then we're adding a little bit of celery salt.
This will put hair on your chest, which
Yeah.
in my family is not that rare, sadly, for the women.
Oh my God, did you just say that?
It's the truth. We'll see you right back here in a couple. Okay, we ready?
That is now.
Now I pre-prepared a couple of pint glasses, and I rimmed it with a little bit of celery salt and chili pepper.
Chili powder.
Chili powder, yes. So I'm gonna stir this all up. So now what we have here is Bloody Mary mix. So just pour a little bit of that in the glass, and then top it with a little lager. Oh, this looks good. And garnish with a lime wedge.
Honey, you give those to the boys. You know I'm not big on beer. You can make me a Bloody Mary, though. Feel free. Okay, come on back over to my side for 2 secs, guys. So here's all of our ingredients that I just recapped for you. And all we're doing is pulse processing until this is smooth. If you wanted it creamy, you could literally add Mexican crema or sour cream to this and make a creamy green sauce. That's basically it. Special sauce, done. Now, we'll spoon this into here. The last thing we're gonna do to top these burgers, or put it under or on top, it's up to you. I'm gonna squish a couple of Hass avocados. Over a grate, so they mash up a little quicker for you. If the avocados are not ripe when you bring them home, keep them in a brown paper sack. tightly sealed, and that'll help ripen them. And this is Jackson Delabate sauce. I love his hot sauces. Gary Delabate, if you're a Stern fan. His son has this. I love it. And when he sent me these, I was so excited I squealed because I got a fake mustache. See, the logo has a mustache. And it came with a fake mustache, which I wore for like 2 hours, so I got a little bit of a rash. So I was like, yeah, okay, we're over that. I had a little hot sauce and a little lime juice. It isn't guacamole, but it's close enough. Hun, I need a fork or a potato masher. So I'm gonna mash this together and let's get the patties in. Patties are down here. Go mash that up, honey. Make yourself useful. I just said that. Well, that's not very helpful for you because you didn't hand it to me yet.
What am I mashing? Oh, mashing this?
You were gonna make me a Bloody Mary,
Is that too
remember?
loud?
It's too loud. Put it one down. So a little bit of cooking spray into a hot cast iron skillet, medium-high heat. In the patties go. When we flip them, we add the Swiss and the pepper jack. Look at that crust on those burgers. Yum! And now on this side, we're gonna add pepper jack. And Swiss. Lovely. We're gonna get some lettuce. I love iceberg lettuce. It's very undervalued. You give it a hard knock on the counter, pull the core out. I'm gonna save half for a couple of wedge salads later in the week. And I'll just shred up the rest for our burgers. There we go. And we have our raw green sauce. And we have our avocado mash. We'll be right back.
Rachael.
Let's grab the fries. I think we're close enough. I told you they take longer than anything. Way longer. Okay, now literally while they're hot, we take the rest of our spice sprinkle. And toss that around. Right? All right, I'm just gonna wait for the cheese to finish melting and then we'll build some burgers. I want to use the avocado, I think, on the top to kind of anchor everything. I'll put the crunch on the bottom. So I'm gonna put a bed of the lettuce across the board first. And then I'm gonna use the raw sauce. Remember, if you wanted this to be a little richer, you could add sour cream or Mexican crema to it. John wanted it straight up, nice and fresh, and bright. So we're gonna put our raw special sauce, our raw salsa verde, all over the bottom of the burgers. Okay, now we're gonna take our patties with our double cheese. For medium rare, you wanna cook your patties 8 minutes and add your cheese after you flip. Okay. And then avocado for everyone. Okay. Lids. Put your hat on. And if you want, you can add some toothpicks so people can share. Although I kind of think everybody's gonna want a whole one of these. Whatever. Makes it easier to pick it up, right? We didn't use a lot of gold. I don't like all the colors being the same like that. I'm being nuts right in front of you. I just showed you how crazy I am. There you go, guys. Hella, Mexa, Suiza, Burger Night. Oh, and John's Michelada and Rachel's Bloody Mary. Thank you, honey.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Enjoy.